My beloved child, listen carefully to my voice today because this message is not an accident. You did not click on this video by chance. I guided your steps here because there is something your heart needs to hear right now. For a long time, you have been carrying a prayer deep within your soul. Some days you whispered it through tears. Some nights you cried it into your pillow when no one else was around. There were moments when you felt strong and full of faith, and there were other moments when doubt tried to convince you that nothing would ever change. Yet through it all, I have heard every word you spoke. I have seen every tear that fell from your eyes. I have counted every sleepless night and every moment when you wondered if I was listening. If you believe God is working behind the scenes for you, type Amen in the comments. Today, I want you to know this. What you prayed for, what you prayed for is about to happen. The answer has already begun moving toward you. Even though you cannot see it yet, I am working behind the scenes. I have been arranging circumstances, opening doors, touching hearts, and positioning people. While you were waiting, I was working. While you were wondering, I was preparing. While you were asking me if I had forgotten you, I was carefully putting together a blessing that is greater than what you imagined. Many times you wanted immediate answers. You wanted me to act according to your timetable. But my child, if I had given you what you requested when you first asked, it would not have carried the same impact, protection, wisdom, or blessing that it carries now. I was not delaying you to punish you. I was preparing you to receive something that would last. I know the disappointment you felt when certain doors closed. I know the disappointment you felt when certain doors closed. I know the confusion you experienced when opportunities disappeared. I know how difficult it was when people walked away, when plans failed, and when expectations were shattered. Yet every closed door was my protection. Every delay carried a purpose. Every setback was preventing something that could have harmed you later. You may not understand every detail today, but one day you will look back and realize that I was guiding your path the entire time. There were moments when you almost gave up praying. You became tired of repeating the same request. You became exhausted from waiting. You asked yourself, why should I keep believing? But somehow, even through your weakness, I sustained your faith. Even when your hope became small, I protected the little flame that remained inside you. The enemy wanted you to quit. He wanted you to believe that your prayers were useless. He wanted you to stop expecting miracles. He wanted you to accept defeat as your permanent reality. But I would not allow that story to be your ending. I have not brought you this far to abandon you now. Something is shifting. Something is changing. Something that has been held back is about to move forward. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is closer than you think. What breakthrough are you praying for right now? Share it below so we can pray together. Do not judge your future by your current circumstances. What you see today is not the complete picture. I am doing things that your eyes cannot yet perceive. I am doing things that your eyes cannot yet perceive. There are conversations taking place that you know nothing about. There are opportunities being created that have your name attached to them. There are answers already in motion that will soon become visible. Your waiting season has not been wasted. Every prayer you prayed has entered my presence. Every act of faith has been recorded. Every sacrifice has been seen. Every moment of trust has mattered. I know there were times when you compared your life to others. You watched people receive blessings while you continued waiting. You wondered why their answers seemed immediate while yours required patience. My child, stop comparing your journey to someone else's story. I have a unique plan for your life. What I am doing in you and through you is different. The timing is different because the purpose is different. Trust me. The blessing coming toward you has your name on it. No one can steal what I have prepared for you. No one can block what I have ordained. No one can cancel what I have already spoken over your life. The voices of doubt may be loud, but my promises are louder. The circumstances around you may appear impossible, but my power is greater than every obstacle standing before you. I am bigger than the financial problem. I am bigger than the family conflict. I am bigger than the health challenge. I am bigger than the emotional burden. I am bigger than every fear that tries to occupy your mind. Nothing is impossible for me. You have been carrying concerns that were never meant to rest on your shoulders. You have been trying to solve problems that only I can fix. Today I am asking you to release them into my hands once again. Stop carrying tomorrow's burdens today. Stop exhausting yourself by trying to control outcomes that belong to me. If you trust that God has not forgotten you, right, God's timing is perfect. Rest in my presence. Trust in my promises. Believe in my faithfulness. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly what you need. I know exactly when the answer must arrive. There are blessings that are already closer than you realize. Some of them are only one conversation away. Some are only one opportunity away. Some are only one divine connection away. Some are only one act of obedience away. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Keep believing. Do not let temporary circumstances convince you that permanent defeat has arrived. What you are facing right now is temporary. What I am preparing is lasting. Your story is not ending in disappointment. Your story is not ending in failure. Your story is not ending in regret. I am writing a testimony. I am creating a miracle. I am building a future that will cause you to look back and say, only God could have done this. The tears you cried were not ignored. The prayers you prayed were not forgotten. The faith you demonstrated was not wasted. Everything has been leading to this moment. Very soon you will begin to notice signs of movement. Small confirmations will start appearing. Unexpected encouragement will arrive. New opportunities will emerge. Doors that seemed impossible to open will suddenly begin moving. Things that look dead will show signs of life again. When these things happen, do not be afraid. Do not talk yourself out of the blessing. Do not allow fear to convince you that you are unworthy. Do not let past failures stop you from embracing the future I have prepared. Receive what I am doing. Walk confidently into the new season that is approaching. You have spent enough time looking behind you. Stop replaying old disappointments. Stop reliving old mistakes. Stop allowing yesterday to control tomorrow. A new chapter is beginning. The old season is passing away. The waiting will not last forever. The breakthrough is approaching. The answer is approaching. The miracle is approaching. And when it arrives, you will understand why you had to wait. You will understand why certain doors closed. You will understand why certain people left. You will understand why certain delays happened. Everything will make sense in my timing. For now, continue trusting me. Continue believing. Continue expecting good things, because what you prayed for is about to happen. Declare this by faith. You see, as my miracle is on the way. My child, as you listen to my voice, let peace settle over your heart. I know there are still questions within you. I know there are still moments when uncertainty tries to steal your joy. You look around and wonder how everything will come together. You wonder when the promise will appear. You wonder if the breakthrough you have hoped for is truly near. But I tell you today, do not let what you see with your natural eyes determine what you believe in your spirit. There is far more happening than you can currently perceive. I am moving pieces into place. I am connecting situations that seem unrelated. I am opening paths that have been hidden from your sight. Even now, while you are listening to these words, my hand is at work in places you cannot reach and among people you may not even know. What seems impossible to you is not difficult for me. What appears delayed is not forgotten. What appears lost is not beyond restoration. I am the God who creates a way where there seems to be no way. I am the God who speaks life into dead situations. I am the God who specializes in miracles when human wisdom has reached its limit. Therefore, lift your eyes above your circumstances and place your focus on me. Stop measuring your future according to your present struggle. Stop calculating possibilities based only on what you can see. I have resources beyond your imagination. I have answers beyond your understanding. I have solutions that have not yet entered your mind. Trust that I know what I am doing, even when you cannot trace my hand. Many times you have asked me why the process has been so long. You have wondered why others seem to move ahead while you remain in the waiting season. You have questioned whether your faith has been strong enough. My child, understand this truth. The waiting season was never designed to destroy you. It was designed to prepare you. During the waiting, I was strengthening your character. During the waiting, I was teaching you dependence upon me. During the waiting, I was removing distractions, healing wounds, and building foundations that will support the blessing that is coming. If I had released certain things before their appointed time, they could have become burdens rather than blessings. But because I love you, I protected you from receiving things prematurely. The process was not punishment. The process was preparation. The delay was not rejection. The delay was divine timing. You may not have enjoyed the journey, but the journey has been producing something valuable within you. You are stronger than you were before. You are wiser than you were before. You are more discerning than you were before. You are closer to me than you were before. The very thing you thought was holding you back was actually moving you forward in ways you could not yet recognize. I know there were nights when fear tried to convince you that nothing would ever change. I know there were mornings when discouragement greeted you before hope could even enter your thoughts. I know there were days when you smiled on the outside while carrying a heavy burden on the inside. Yet through every difficult moment, I remained with you. I never left your side. I never turned away from your cries. I never ignored your prayers. Even when you felt alone, I was there. Even when you felt abandoned, I was near. Even when you felt weak, my strength was sustaining you. The enemy wanted you to interpret silence as absence, but my silence never meant I had stopped working. There are times when I work most powerfully behind the scenes. There are moments when the greatest miracles are taking shape in hidden places before they become visible in public. Just because you could not see movement did not mean movement was not occurring. Just because you could not hear my answer immediately did not mean I was ignoring your request. I was arranging things according to a higher wisdom and a greater purpose than you could understand at the time. My child, there are blessings approaching you that will arrive unexpectedly. You have spent so much time focusing on one possible solution that you may miss the fact that I have multiple ways to answer your prayer. Do not place limits on me. Do not assume that your answer can only come through a certain person, a certain opportunity, or a certain path. I am not restricted by human limitations. I can use people you have never met. I can create opportunities that did not exist yesterday. I can open doors that everyone else believed were permanently closed. I can restore what was lost. I can multiply what seems insufficient. I can transform situations that appear impossible. Therefore, remain open to my leading. Remain willing to follow where I direct you. The blessing may not arrive in the package you expected, but it will arrive exactly as you need it. What I have planned for you is greater than what you have imagined. What I have prepared for you exceeds your current expectations. Trust that my vision is larger than yours, and my plans are better than your own. What is one prayer you've been waiting for God to answer? Let us know in the comments. You have carried burdens for too long. You have worried about situations that are beyond your control. You have spent hours trying to predict outcomes and prepare for every possibility, yet I am calling you into a deeper level of trust. Release your need to control everything. Release your need to understand every detail before moving forward. Faith grows when you trust me, even without having all the answers. Faith matures when you continue believing despite uncertainty. The future does not belong to fear. The future belongs to me. And because your life is in my hands, you do not need to be afraid of what lies ahead. I am already present in your tomorrow. I am already working in the days you have not yet experienced. I have gone before you to prepare the way. What surprises you never surprises me. What concerns you is already known by me. Therefore, rest in the assurance that I am guiding your steps and directing your path. There are people who doubted what I could do in your life. There are people who underestimated you because they only saw your struggles. They judged your future based on your current circumstances. They assumed that your setbacks defined your destiny. But I am about to demonstrate that my plans cannot be measured by human opinions. I am about to show that my favor is greater than their doubts. Vanstenstornetranig sussen vi tenvjors that my favor is greater than their doubts. The same people who counted you out may one day witness the testimony I am creating, not so that you can boast, but so that my goodness can be seen. I have not called you to prove yourself to others. I have called you to trust me. Let me fight the battles that belong to me. Let me defend your reputation. Let me establish what I have spoken over your life. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone. Your responsibility is to remain faithful while I complete my work. My child, do not become discouraged if everything does not change overnight. Sometimes breakthroughs arrive in stages. Sometimes miracles unfold step by step. Sometimes answers appear gradually so that your faith can grow with each new development. Celebrate every sign of progress. Celebrate every open door. Celebrate every small victory. Give thanks for every indication that I am moving. Gratitude creates room for greater blessings. Gratitude keeps your heart aligned with my presence. Gratitude reminds you that I have been faithful before and I will be faithful again. Do not overlook the small things while waiting for the big things. Often the small things are evidence that larger blessings are already on the way. If this message spoke directly to your heart, type "I receive this message." The season ahead will require courage. It will require faith. It will require you to step forward when opportunities appear. Do not allow fear to keep you standing at the edge of the blessing I have prepared. When I open a door, walk through it. When I provide an opportunity, embrace it. When I direct your steps, follow my leading. Do not let old disappointments make you hesitant to trust again. Do not let previous failures convince you that future success is impossible. Every season is different. Every chapter carries new possibilities. I am not limited by what happened yesterday. I am able to create a completely new outcome. Therefore, keep your heart open. Keep your spirit expectant. Keep your eyes focused on me rather than on past experiences. I know there are dreams within you that have remained hidden for a long time. There are desires you have scarcely spoken aloud because you feared disappointment. There are hopes you placed on a shelf because waiting became painful. Yet I am inviting you to dream again. I am inviting you to believe again. I am inviting you to expect good things again. The enemy wants you to live in survival mode, merely enduring each day. But I created you for more than survival. I created you with purpose. I created you with gifts. I created you with assignments that are still ahead of you. Your best days are not all behind you. There are victories ahead. There are opportunities ahead. There are moments of joy ahead. There are answers ahead. The story is still being written, and I am not finished with you yet. As you move forward from this moment, refuse to surrender to discouragement. Refuse to let fear dominate your thoughts. Refuse to allow negativity to become your expectation. Speak words of faith. Think thoughts of hope. Fill your heart with confidence in my promises. Every day, remind yourself that I am working. Every day, remind yourself that I am faithful. Every day, remind yourself that I have never failed those who trust in me. Let expectation rise within your spirit. Let hope return to places where disappointment once lived. Let peace replace anxiety. Let confidence replace fear. The answer may be closer than you realize. The breakthrough may be nearer than you think. The blessing may already be on its way. Continue praying, continue believing, continue trusting, continue expecting. For what you have prayed for is moving toward fulfillment, and in the days ahead you will begin to see evidence that my promises are coming to pass. My beloved child, there is something I want you to understand about the season you are entering. It is not merely a season of receiving answers, it is a season of transformation. The blessing you have prayed for is not coming simply to change your circumstances. It is coming to reveal my faithfulness in a way you have never experienced before. Many people desire the gift, but few understand the value of the journey that prepared them for it. You have walked through valleys you never expected. You have endured battles that tested your strength. You have faced disappointments that threatened to shake your confidence. Yet every challenge has been shaping you into the person I created you to be. Nothing has been wasted. Not a single tear, not a single prayer, not a single moment of waiting. Even the things that seemed meaningless were serving a purpose beyond your understanding. I was teaching you to trust me when the path was unclear. I was teaching you to rely on my voice instead of your own understanding. I was teaching you to walk by faith and not by sight. These lessons are now becoming part of the foundation for what is coming next. Right? I will not give up if you're choosing faith over fear today. There were times when you thought you had reached the end of your strength. You felt exhausted from carrying burdens that seemed too heavy. You wondered how much longer you could continue believing. You asked me for signs because you desperately needed encouragement. You searched for evidence that your prayers were making a difference. My child, I saw every one of those moments. I saw the silent battles no one else knew about. I saw the private struggles hidden behind your smile. I saw the effort it took just to keep moving forward when everything within you wanted to stop. And I want you to know that I am proud of your perseverance. I am pleased that you continued seeking me even when the answers were delayed. I am pleased that you continued praying even when the heavens seemed silent. I am pleased that you continued hoping when disappointment tried to convince you to quit. Those acts of faith were not small in my eyes. They were precious. They demonstrated a trust that honored me, and now you are approaching a season where you will begin to see the fruit of that faithfulness. Do not underestimate what I can accomplish in a short period of time. There are situations that have remained unchanged for months or even years, and you have assumed they will always remain the same. But I am the God who can transform circumstances in a moment. I can accomplish more in one day than human effort can accomplish in many years. I can open doors that no amount of striving could ever force open. I can create opportunities that exceed every expectation. Therefore, do not become attached to the limitations of your current reality. What seems permanent today can change tomorrow. What appears impossible now can become possible through my power. I am not bound by statistics. I am not restricted by human opinions. I am not limited by the obstacles that stand before you. I am greater than every barrier, every challenge, and every impossibility. Keep your eyes on me and not on the size of the mountain. Mountains move when my power is released. Obstacles fall when my hand intervenes. What appears overwhelming to you is completely manageable to me. I know there have been moments when you felt forgotten. You watched others celebrate victories while you continued waiting. You listened to testimonies and wondered when your own testimony would come. You saw doors opening for others and questioned why yours remained closed. But my child, comparison has stolen too much of your peace. The path I have designed for you is unique. The timing I have chosen for you is intentional. The blessings I have prepared for you are specifically suited to your calling and purpose. If you compare your journey to someone else's, you will miss the beauty of what I am doing in your own life. Celebrate the victories of others without assuming that their story diminishes yours. Their blessing does not cancel your blessing. Their breakthrough does not delay your breakthrough. I have enough provision, enough favor, enough opportunities, and enough miracles for all my children. What I am doing for someone else is not evidence that I have forgotten you. If for someone else is not evidence that I have forgotten you. In fact, it may be a reminder that I am still working and that your own answer is drawing near. What are you believing God for before this month ends? Share your prayer request below. The enemy has worked hard to keep you focused on what has not happened yet. He wants you to stare at delays until they become discouragement. He wants you to focus on obstacles until they become fear. He wants you to replay failures until they become limitations. But today I am calling you to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what is missing, focus on what I have already done. Instead of dwelling on unanswered questions, remember the prayers I have already answered. Think about the times I protected you when you did not even realize danger was near. Think about the moments I provided for you when resources seemed insufficient. Think about the occasions when I comforted you in seasons of pain. My faithfulness in the past is evidence of my faithfulness in the future. The same God who carried you before will carry you again. The same God who opened doors before can open them again. The same God who made a way before can make a way again. There is a shift occurring in your spiritual atmosphere. Some battles that have lingered for too long are approaching their conclusion. Some burdens you have carried are about to be lifted. Some prayers that seemed delayed are moving toward fulfillment. This does not mean there will never be challenges again. Every life contains seasons of growth and testing, but it does mean that the chapter you have been living in is not the final chapter. New opportunities are emerging. New strength is being released. New favor is being poured out. Even now, circumstances are aligning in ways you cannot yet see. What appears random is not random. What appears coincidental is not coincidence. I am orchestrating details with precision. I am arranging events according to a purpose that extends far beyond your current understanding. Trust the process. Trust my timing. Trust my wisdom. I know exactly what I am doing. If you believe your breakthrough is closer than you think, comment, "I'm ready, Lord." You have prayed for restoration in certain areas of your life. You have asked me to heal wounds that have remained painful. You have asked me to restore peace where there has been conflict. You have asked me to rebuild what was broken. My child, restoration is one of the things I do best. I can restore confidence that was shattered. I can restore joy that was stolen. I can restore opportunities that seemed lost forever. I can restore relationships according to my will and purpose. I can restore hope where disappointment has taken root. Never assume that a situation is beyond my ability to redeem. What appears ruined to human eyes may simply be waiting for my touch. I am able to bring beauty from ashes. I am able to create new beginnings where others see only endings. Do not stop believing in restoration simply because the process has taken longer than expected. Some of the greatest testimonies emerge from situations that appeared completely hopeless before my intervention. My child, the coming season will also require wisdom. Not every opportunity is your opportunity. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every path leads to the destination I have prepared for you. Continue seeking my guidance. Continue listening for my direction. Continue spending time in my presence. The closer you remain to me, the easier it will be to recognize my leading. Do not rush ahead of me, and do not lag behind in fear. Walk with me one step at a time. I will guide you. I will direct you. I will reveal what you need to know when you need to know it. You do not have to carry the pressure of figuring everything out on your own. Lean on my wisdom rather than your own understanding. Trust that I will provide clarity at the appropriate moment. I also want you to understand that the blessing I am bringing into your life is not solely for your benefit. Yes, I desire to bless you. Yes, I desire to answer your prayers. Yes, I desire to bring joy into your life. But I also desire for your testimony to become a source of encouragement for others. There are people who will find hope because of what I do in your life. There are people who will discover renewed faith because they witness my faithfulness toward you. There are people who will be strengthened because your story reminds them that I still perform miracles. Never underestimate the impact your testimony may have. The struggle you endured was painful, but the victory that emerges from it will carry power. Others will see what I have done and be reminded that nothing is impossible for me. Declare this over your life. What I prayed for is about to happen. As you move closer to the fulfillment of your prayers, guard your heart against bitterness. Do not allow past hurts to poison future blessings. Forgive where forgiveness is needed. Release resentment where resentment has taken root. Let go of the weight of old wounds. You cannot fully embrace what is ahead while tightly holding on to what is behind. Freedom often begins with release. Healing often begins with surrender. Trust me with the pain. Trust me with the disappointments. Trust me with the injustices. I am a God of justice, and I am a God of healing. Let me handle what belongs in my hands so that you can move forward without unnecessary burdens. The days ahead may contain surprises. Some blessings will arrive in ways you did not anticipate. Some answers will come through unexpected channels. Some opportunities will emerge from places you never considered. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit flexible. Do not become so attached to one outcome that you miss the greater thing I am doing. My plans often exceed human expectations. What you asked for may be good, but what I have prepared may be even better. Continue trusting me when the path looks different than you imagined. Continue believing even when my methods surprise you. I see the entire picture, while you only see a small part. Trust the one who sees what you cannot see. My beloved child, the prayer you have repeated countless times has not been ignored. The cry of your heart has reached me. The hope you have carried has not been misplaced. The faith you have exercised has not been wasted. Continue standing firm. Continue expecting. Continue believing. Do not allow weariness to overcome your confidence now. You have come too far to surrender. You have endured too much to quit. You have prayed too long to stop believing at the very moment when movement is beginning to occur. Hold on to hope. Hold on to faith. Hold on to my promises. The season is changing. The answer is drawing nearer. The breakthrough is approaching. And when the appointed moment arrives, you will look back over this journey and recognize that I was faithful every step of the way. My beloved child, as this message continues to settle into your spirit, I want you to quiet every voice that has been competing for your attention. There are many voices in the world telling you what is possible and what is impossible. There are voices that remind you of your failures. There are voices that focus only on your weaknesses. There are voices that predict disappointment and expect defeat. But above all those voices is my voice, and my voice carries truth. My voice carries life. My voice carries hope. When I speak over your life, I do not speak according to your limitations. I speak according to my power. I do not define you by your mistakes. I define you by my purpose. I do not see only where you have been. I see where you are going. I see the future that I have prepared for you. I see the blessings that are still ahead. I see the victories that have not yet arrived. Therefore, stop allowing negative voices to become louder than my promises. Fill your heart with faith. Fill your mind with expectation. Fill your spirit with confidence that I am still working. Every day you wake up is evidence that I am not finished with your story. Every breath you take is evidence that my plans are still unfolding. The chapter you are currently living in may not look like the chapter you hoped for, but it is not the final chapter. There are pages still to be written. There are miracles still to be experienced. There are answers still to be revealed. Where are you watching from today? Let us know and connect with believers around the world. For a long time, you have carried questions that seemed to have no answers. You have wondered why certain prayers remained unanswered, while others appeared to be fulfilled quickly. You have questioned the timing of events. You have struggled to understand why some opportunities disappeared just when they seemed within reach. My child, there are things that happen behind the curtain of your understanding. There are dangers I protected you from that you never saw. There are mistakes I prevented that you never realized you were about to make. There are people I removed from your life because they could not go where I am taking you. They could not go where I am taking you. There are situations I closed because they would have led you away from my best. One day you will look back and thank me for doors that never opened. One day you will understand why certain plans failed. One day you will see that what felt like rejection was actually redirection. But until that day comes, trust me. Trust that I see what you cannot see. Trust that my wisdom extends beyond your understanding. Trust that my plans are motivated by love and guided by perfect knowledge. I know there have been moments when your faith felt small. You worried that perhaps you were not believing enough. You worried that your doubts had disqualified you from receiving what you were praying for. But my child, understand this. Your breakthrough does not depend on the perfection of your faith. It depends on the greatness of your God. Even when your faith felt weak, I remained strong. Even when you struggled, I remained faithful. Even when you questioned, I remained committed to my promises. Do not condemn yourself for being human. Do not allow guilt to convince you that I have turned away from you. I know your heart. I know your desires. I know your struggles. And I love you completely. Come to me with honesty. Come to me with trust. Bring your fears, your concerns, your hopes, and your dreams into my presence. I am not intimidated by your questions. I am not offended by your weakness. I am a loving father who understands his child, and because I understand you, I know exactly how to lead you into the future I have prepared. If you're standing in faith for a miracle, type "God is making a way." There are blessings approaching your life that will require you to think differently than you have thought before. For too long, disappointment has trained you to expect less than what I desire to give. For too long, fear has convinced you to lower your expectations. For too long, past experiences have influenced your vision of the future. But I am calling you higher. I am calling you to believe that I can do more than you have imagined. I am calling you to expect my goodness. I am calling you to prepare your heart for new possibilities. Do not assume that tomorrow must look like yesterday. Do not assume that because something has not happened yet, it never will. I am able to create new beginnings. I am able to establish new opportunities. I am able to release blessings that arrive suddenly after long periods of waiting. The season of preparation is giving way to a season of manifestation. The season of sowing is giving way to a season of reaping. The season of endurance is giving way to a season where you begin to see tangible evidence of my faithfulness. My child, there are some things you have carried in secret because you were afraid to share them with others. You have hidden certain dreams because you feared criticism. You have concealed certain hopes because you feared disappointment. Yet I know every desire that lives within your heart. I know the prayers you have spoken aloud and the prayers you have whispered silently. I know the burdens you have never discussed with anyone. Nothing about your life is hidden from me. And because I know you so deeply, I know exactly what you need. Trust me with your dreams. Trust me with your future. Trust me with the desires that seem impossible. Some of the things you have considered unrealistic are not unrealistic to me. Some of the doors you believe are permanently closed are not closed to me. Some of the opportunities you think are beyond reach are completely accessible through my power. Never limit my ability based on your current circumstances. Never measure my power according to human standards. I am the God of the impossible. What blessing are you thanking God for today? Share your gratitude in the comments. The enemy has spent a great deal of time trying to convince you that your story is ordinary and insignificant. He wants you to believe that your life does not matter. He wants you to believe that your prayers are too small for my attention. He wants you to believe that your future contains nothing remarkable. But those lies are being exposed. You matter to me. Your prayers matter to me. Your future matters to me. Your purpose matters to me. I formed you with intention. I created you with value. I designed you with gifts and abilities that can impact the lives of others. The enemy fears what happens when you fully embrace the identity I have given you. He fears what happens when you begin to believe my promises. He fears what happens when you stop agreeing with his lies and start agreeing with my truth. Therefore, reject every voice that tells you that you are forgotten. Reject every voice that tells you that nothing will change. Reject every voice that tells you that your prayers are pointless. Those voices do not come from me. As you continue walking through this season, pay attention to the small signs of my faithfulness. Pay attention to the unexpected encouragements. Pay attention to the opportunities that begin to emerge. Pay attention to the divine connections I place in your path. Often, the fulfillment of a prayer begins with small indications before the full answer becomes visible. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not overlook small victories. Celebrate them. Thank me for them. Recognize them as reminders that I am moving. Gratitude keeps your heart aligned with faith. Gratitude helps you see my hand at work even before the complete breakthrough arrives. The more you recognize my faithfulness, the easier it becomes to trust me with what is still ahead. There are relationships in your life that I am strengthening. There are relationships that I am healing. There are relationships that I am bringing into your future for a specific purpose. Never underestimate the importance of the people I place around you. Some individuals will encourage you when you feel weak. Some will provide wisdom when you need direction. Some will open doors that help fulfill my plans for your life. Be attentive to the connections I bring into your journey. Treat people with kindness. Walk in humility. Extend grace. The seeds of love, compassion, and generosity that you plant today may produce blessings tomorrow in ways you never expected. Comment, victory is coming if you refuse to give up on God's promises. My beloved child, I also want you to understand that not every battle requires your participation. Some battles belong entirely to me. You have spent energy fighting wars that you were never meant to fight. You have exhausted yourself trying to defend yourself against every criticism, every misunderstanding, and every attack. But there are times when your greatest act of faith is to stand still and trust me to intervene. Let me be your defender. Let me be your protector. Let me be your source of justice. When you place situations into my hands, you free yourself from burdens that were never yours to carry. Trust that I am able to handle what concerns you. Trust that I am able to bring justice where injustice exists. Trust that I am able to work even when you cannot see immediate results. The days ahead will contain moments that remind you of this message. There will be times when you suddenly recognize that things are beginning to shift. There will be moments when opportunities appear unexpectedly. There will be answers that arrive from directions you never anticipated. There will be confirmations that strengthen your faith. When those moments occur, remember this truth: they are not accidents. They are evidence that I have been working all along. They are reminders that your prayers were heard. They are signs that the season is changing. Do not become afraid when blessings begin to arrive. Do not become suspicious of good things because you have experienced disappointment in the past. Receive my goodness with gratitude. Receive my favor with humility. Receive my blessings with confidence that they come from my hand. Before you leave, write "Thank you, Jesus" as a declaration of faith and expectation. My child, your future is not defined by your past mistakes. Your future is not limited by previous failures. Your future is not controlled by the opinions of others. Your future is held securely in my hands. I am leading you toward greater peace, greater wisdom, greater strength, and greater purpose. Continue walking forward. Continue trusting me one day at a time. Continue believing even when you cannot see the entire path. The answers you have been praying for are closer than they appear. The breakthrough you have longed for is nearer than you realize. The season you have waited for is beginning to unfold. Hold tightly to hope. Hold firmly to faith. Hold confidently to my promises. For what you have prayed for is moving into position, and the testimony that follows will remind you that I was faithful through every moment of the journey. My beloved child, there is a reason I continue speaking to your heart today. There is a reason these words keep reaching you. It is because I know how easy it is to grow weary while waiting. I know how easy it is to become discouraged when the answer seems delayed. I know how easy it is to question what I have spoken when circumstances appear unchanged. Yet I tell you again, do not allow temporary conditions to determine your eternal perspective. What you see today is only a small portion of what I am doing. You are looking at a single chapter, while I see the entire story. You are focused on the present moment, while I see the future that is already being prepared. The things you are worried about today will not have the final word. The obstacles that appear large right now will not remain forever. The challenges that seem overwhelming today are not stronger than my power. There is a greater reality unfolding beyond what your eyes can currently perceive. I am working in ways that exceed your understanding. I am arranging circumstances that will eventually reveal my goodness and my faithfulness in your life. You have spent so much time asking me for confirmation, and I understand why. The waiting has been long. The journey has been difficult. There were moments when hope felt fragile. There were days when disappointment seemed stronger than expectation. But look at yourself now. You are still here. You are still believing. You are still listening for my voice. You are still seeking my presence. That is not an accident. That is evidence that my hand has been sustaining you all along. If I had truly abandoned you, you would not still feel the pull to seek me. If I had forgotten you, you would not still be hearing reminders of my promises. The very fact that you continue reaching for me is proof that I continue reaching for you. I have not left you behind. I have not removed my hand from your life. I have not cancelled the plans I established for you. What I promised remains intact. What I spoke over your future still stands. What I have prepared for you is still coming. If this message spoke directly to your heart, type, I receive this message. There are moments in life when everything changes suddenly. For months, years, or even decades, it can seem as though nothing is happening. Then in a short period of time, everything begins moving at once. Opportunities appear, doors open, relationships align, circumstances shift, answers arrive. My child, do not assume that because things have been slow, they will always remain slow. I can accelerate what appears delayed. I can restore years that seem lost. I can accomplish more in a season than you thought possible. Many people misunderstand my timing because they assume that silence means inactivity. But silence often means preparation. Silence often means that roots are growing beneath the surface before visible fruit appears above the ground. When the time is right, what has been developing in hidden places becomes visible. The waiting season gives way to the harvest season. The preparation season gives way to the fulfillment season. The testing season gives way to the testimony season. I know there are dreams within you that have survived despite many disappointments. There are desires that refuse to die because I placed them there. There are promises that continue to echo within your spirit even when circumstances seem contrary to them. Pay attention to those things. Not every dream originates from me, but some dreams remain alive because I breathed them into existence. Some desires continue to stir within you because they are connected to your purpose. Some hopes refuse to disappear because they are attached to promises that I intend to fulfill. Do not bury what I have planted. Do not abandon what I have spoken. Continue bringing those dreams before me. Continue trusting me with those desires. Continue allowing me to shape them according to my will. What I place within your heart, I am able to bring to completion. There have been times when fear attempted to become your advisor. Fear told you that failure was inevitable. Fear told you that disappointment was guaranteed. Fear told you that it was safer not to hope. Fear told you that expecting good things would only lead to heartbreak. But fear is a poor counselor. Fear cannot see what I see. Fear cannot understand my plans. Fear cannot predict the future. Fear only magnifies uncertainty and minimizes faith. I am calling you to reject fear's influence over your thinking. Do not allow fear to decide how much you believe. Do not allow fear to determine how boldly you pray. Do not allow fear to stop you from moving forward when opportunities arise. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to trust me even when fear tries to speak. Courage is taking the next step while believing that I will guide you. Courage is continuing to hope when circumstances suggest otherwise. And as you choose courage, you will discover that my strength becomes evident in your weakness. Right, I will not give up if you're choosing faith over fear today. My child, one of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that they must have everything figured out before they can move forward. They wait for complete certainty. They wait for every question to be answered. They wait for every detail to become clear. But faith often requires movement before clarity arrives. Faith often requires trust before understanding comes. If I revealed every detail of your future, you would not need faith. Yet faith is one of the ways I draw you closer to me. As you trust me step by step, you learn my character. As you follow my guidance, you experience my faithfulness. As you rely on me, you discover that I am trustworthy. Therefore, stop demanding complete understanding before taking the next step. Instead, focus on obedience. Focus on trust. Focus on staying close to me. I will provide the light you need for the next step, and then the next, and then the next. You have asked me for peace, and I want you to understand where true peace comes from. Peace does not come from having every problem solved. Peace does not come from controlling every outcome. Peace does not come from knowing exactly what tomorrow holds. True peace comes from knowing that I am with you regardless of what happens. True peace comes from trusting that I am working all things together for good. True peace comes from believing that my love is constant and my presence is secure. The world offers temporary comfort, but I offer lasting peace. The world offers distractions, but I offer assurance. Therefore, when anxiety attempts to enter your mind, return your focus to me. Remember who I am. Remember what I have already done. Remember my faithfulness throughout your journey. Let those memories strengthen your confidence for the future. There are blessings coming into your life that will require gratitude before they fully arrive. Many people wait until they see the answer before they begin giving thanks. But faith gives thanks in advance. Faith recognizes my goodness before the evidence becomes visible. Faith celebrates what I am doing even while the process is still unfolding. Begin thanking me for the things you have not yet seen. Thank me for the doors that are opening. Thank me for the healing that is progressing. Thank me for the opportunities that are approaching. Thank me for the provision that is coming. Gratitude positions your heart to recognize my hand at work. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is possible. Gratitude reminds you that I remain faithful in every season. My beloved child, there are areas of your life where I am teaching you patience, not because I enjoy watching you wait, but because patience develops strength. Patience deepens trust. Patience prepares you for responsibilities that accompany greater blessings. Many people desire the reward without embracing the growth that precedes it. But you have been growing. You have been learning. You have been developing qualities that will serve you well in the future. The lessons you are learning now will become valuable later. The wisdom you are gaining now will guide you later. The maturity you are developing now will sustain you later. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Every season serves a purpose. Every challenge contains an opportunity for growth. Every delay carries lessons that can strengthen your foundation. What are you believing God for before this month ends? Share your prayer request below. I also want you to be careful about the words you speak over your life. Your words have influence. When you constantly declare defeat, you strengthen discouragement. When you constantly speak fear, you increase anxiety. When you constantly focus on what is wrong, you become blind to what is right. Choose words that align with faith. Choose words that reflect trust. Choose words that acknowledge my goodness. This does not mean pretending difficulties do not exist. This does not mean pretending difficulties do not exist. It means refusing to let difficulties become the center of your identity. Speak life over your future. Speak hope over your circumstances. Speak confidence over your journey. Let your words agree with my promises rather than your fears. There are people watching your life more closely than you realize. Some are encouraged by your perseverance. Some are learning from your example. Some are observing how you respond under pressure. You may not feel influential, but your faithfulness matters. The way you continue trusting me during difficult seasons speaks powerfully to others. Your journey is not only about you, it is also about the lives that will be impacted through your testimony. One day, someone will hear your story and find hope. Someone will see what I brought you through and gain courage. Someone will witness the faithfulness I demonstrated in your life and be reminded that I have not forgotten them either. My child, do not underestimate the significance of this moment. The fact that you are still standing is significant. The fact that you are still praying is significant. The fact that you are still seeking me is significant. Many battles have already been won simply because you refused to quit. Many victories have already begun because you continued believing when it would have been easier to surrender. Continue moving forward. Continue trusting my timing. Continue expecting my goodness. Continue placing your hope in me. The breakthrough you have prayed for is not as distant as it appears. The answer you have sought is not beyond reach. The promise you have held onto has not been forgotten. Soon, you will begin noticing things that once seemed impossible becoming possible. You will begin seeing situations shift in ways you could not have predicted. You will begin recognizing opportunities that reveal my hand at work. And when those moments arrive, remember this season. Remember the prayers, remember the waiting, remember the lessons, remember the faith that carried you through. For when the answer finally appears, you will understand that I was working even during the moments when you thought nothing was happening. You will understand that every delay had purpose. You will understand that every closed door had meaning. You will understand that every challenge contributed to the story I was writing. Until then, remain faithful, remain hopeful, remain confident. Keep your eyes on me, because what you have prayed for is drawing closer with every passing day, and the fulfillment of my promise will arrive at the appointed time. Where are you watching from today? Let us know and connect with believers around the world.